Your soul came here to anchor codes into humanity, codes of leadership, creation, healing, innovation, transformation, love, unity. Your soul came here volunteered to guide humanity towards the shift into higher consciousness that is happening right now. That is what real chosen ones do. A lot of people love to say they are chosen. Oh, I'm a chosen one. Maybe they stumble across spiritual TikTok or binge watch a few channeled messages about chosen ones and suddenly they are power drunk on the title. But here's the truth a lot of people don't want to accept. See, most of these people who call themselves chosen ones are still deep in their shadows. They're still stuck in ego and the validation that title brings them. They're still bypassing doing the real work. They love the idea of being chosen or being seen as chosen, but they don't even know what it means on a deeper level. See, chosen ones are not just special snowflakes. They're not here to just wear an aesthetic or repeat affirmations. Chosen ones are the ones who awakened or also chose to awaken first for a reason. They're chosen because their soul volunteered for divine assignment. And in my collectives, the ones I call my monarchs, my sovereign ones, you are chosen to pioneer in whatever industries or fields you find yourself in. But first, let me ask you. You say you're chosen, but have you uncovered what choice your soul made before you came here? Do you know your divine assignment? Why were you chosen to awaken at this exact point in humanity's crossover? What codes were you sent here to anchor? If you can't answer that, you're not working as someone who is chosen or as someone who is empowered in their choices. You're just plain dressed up in the title. And let me be clear, our collective, we're not here to bypass old and sing kumbaya and float away on sunshine and rainbows. I mean, yes, joy and pleasure matter. Yes, we came here to experience being human, but many of us are ancient souls. We've spent multiple lifetimes doing that. See, you did not come here to just vibe. You came here to do real work. Your work here is twofold. One, you came here to optimize your own shadows, your own BS, to refine yourself, because refinement is infinite and continuous. Everything and every soul is always and has the innate potential of being in a continuous state of evolution. I mean, Earth is alchemy ground. It accelerates ascension. It is the universal training ground. That is why souls come here. And one thing about ascension, there is no peak to ascension. Ascension is infinite. 2. Your soul came here to anchor codes into humanity, codes of leadership, creation, healing, innovation, transformation, love, unity. Your soul came here volunteered to guide humanity towards the shift into higher consciousness that is happening right now. That is what real chosen ones do. What many of these people who call themselves chosen ones are lazy. They want the title, they want the validation, they want the applause, they want to post the quotes, they want to wear the aesthetic and mimic what they've heard. But when somebody asks, okay, so what is your divine assignment? Why are you here? Have you remembered why your soul made the choice to come here? Suddenly they have nothing to say. It's cricket. That's because most of them are bypassing. They haven't done the inner work. They haven't healed their wounds. They haven't faced their own shadows. They haven't cleared out the pathways of their energy flow. And until you do that, your remembrance won't unlock. Your divine DNA codes will remain dormant. What you will just be sharing or say or live by will just be things you heard other people say. Because here's the truth, see, divine remembrance isn't gifted to you because you call yourself chosen. It unfolds, and your soul or your divine DNA codes activate when you refine yourself, when you alchemize your shadows, when you purify your vessel. And every time you face yourself and choose honesty over illusion, your path clears, your remembrance activates. That is why I said in a previous video that this is an individual journey before it is a collective one. And if you are here to pioneer but you won't even activate your own path, what about the people waiting on you? What about the people whose frequency you're meant to unlock? They are left in limbo because you're still performing. So stop bypassing, stop parroting, and stop hiding behind the title. If you are chosen, let us see it with your embodiment. Do the work, activate your codes, and pioneer the shift. That is why this space exists. And if you found your way to me, chances are that you're part of this collective. This space is the activation. to help you actually utilize what you've learned and uncovered, to turn your ideas, your soul's mission into real systems, structures, and solutions that carry your soul's fingerprint. When you see people teaching power, purpose, communication, wealth mastery, financial tips, even beauty tips, you call it fluff, or you think they're just teaching 3D knowledge. No, you just don't recognize it. A lot of those people are working their soul's purpose for coming here. They are anchoring the codes their soul came here to anchor by teaching and preparing humanity for those shifts happening across different industries and fields that you may find them in. Some of them are teaching about how to build sustainable food systems. Some of them are teaching how to prepare the vessel, to go and do what your soul came here to do. Some are teaching communication skills. Those are important. But because it doesn't match the fantasy you've been sold about spirituality, soft, dreamy, floating around, speaking about light codes with no grounding, you disregard that. But for the ones in my collective, my sovereign monarchs, your soul didn't come here to just vibe. It came here to build. Some of you are healers, yes, but not in the small box you've put healer in. You might be here to bring holistic codes into modern medicine or sacred design into architecture. You might be a software developer whose hands remember ancient languages. You might be here to bring frequency into finance or sacredness into beauty routines. So stop shrinking your spiritual gift into cliche roles. Not everyone is meant to be a tarot reader, an astrologer, or herbalist. Some of you came here to disrupt entire industries with soul intelligence. So ask yourself, how am I grounding my gifts? How am I turning my knowing into building? How am I letting my divine code reshape the world in my own unique way? Because this isn't about leaving the past behind. It is not about completely denouncing what you call the material or the 3D world. It is not about confusing the initiation and the healing for the mission. Because in our collective, in this space, we build temples out of spreadsheets, we cast spells through strategy, we heal through systems, we amplify our codes through the work we bet into the real, mundane 3D world. Because this is not a game. And the people I'm speaking to, you didn't come here to play small. You came here to pioneer. So get to work. And when you're ready to stop floating and start grounding your gifts and purpose, follow this page, visit and explore the link in my bio. That is your portal. Take care. Ciao.